now. I think they do. Because here's the thing. That's old man privilege. Does anybody have a grandfather out there? Did you notice they wear odd socks and sandals and mittens on their feet sometimes? They don't care. When you're old, you don't give a shit. I don't give a shit now. You know what I mean? I've been locked up for a year. I go to the store wearing a robe. I don't care. You know? It's got nothing to do with being it's got nothing to do with being. Plus, there's some young people in my neighborhood that dress like shit. That's all I'm saying. So Bernie Sanders dressing like that, that's an old man thing. That's what I think. That's what I'm saying. Wow, we have a lot of viewers today, man. Holy cow. I hope I didn't scare them all away. Let's go. Let's say hello to everyone, man. The usual suspects are here. Ben Magley's here from Wisconsin. Wow. Oh, by the way, if you're back east, hang in there, man. I heard you got Chicago got 2 feet of snow, a foot of snow. Foot of snow. There's a lot of snow back there. I feel bad for you. It's cold here. It's like 70. Whoa. The Mulligans are here. Rachel Zimmerman is here. Of course, I knew she would be here because our guest, of course, everyone's here to see our guest, Pam. Mike Garcia is here. Lori Solanco, thank you very much for tuning in before you go to work. I appreciate that. I didn't kill an Uber Eats customer, Vince. I killed no one. I almost wrecked my car, though. Blue Cup. Vegan prison food, that could be possible. Cheese is not a luxury in prison. There was a time when there was cheese everywhere. Remember the government cheese? That's what we got. It was leftover government. It's all white. It's all the same color. It's not colored cheese. You would ask them, what kind of cheese is this? And they would go, white. And that was it. There was no debating. And look, Julia is even on the message board. She's much better than me. I can't do both at once. 20. It's 20 in Florida? That's really too bad. All right, man. We got lots of people here. Everybody's here. Guys, like the video. Do me that. I like the video. I'm looking. It looks like I'm the only one that liked the video. That doesn't seem very cool. We got lots of viewers. Guys, like the video. Helps me out, man. Everybody click the like button. Smash the thumb button, as they say. And let's get this show rolling. Let's get it moving. Folks, our guest today, you all know her. You know who she is. She's been on the show 3 times. That is the second most times. The only other person that's been here more than her is my brother. Okay? So that makes sense if you think about it. She's the only guest that's been here. This is her 3rd time. She's fantastic. She's an author. She's very funny. She's very lovely, talented, funny, awesome, and a matchmaker. And we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff about life and relationships and just surviving during the pandemic. This is one of my favorite episodes to do. Please give it up for my good friend, the one and only. Here she comes, Julia Bendis. There she is. Look, yeah. Woo!
Thank you so much for having me on again. This is so awesome.
Thanks for being here. You look so lovely. Look at you. You're all pretty with the little trees in the background. You know, I got this green screen. I look stale. You look all like you look at you and it's like, oh, and you look at me and it's like, it's a different view.
I was gonna say you look like you lost weight.
I have lost weight. You know how I'm doing? Look, here's how I'm losing the weight. Honestly, is I do the Uber Eats at night, and I get hungry from driving food all night long. And I used to stop and get street tacos or get something fast like a McRib. I love the McRib. So I would get something to eat, and I stopped doing that a couple of weeks ago. Now I got almonds and bananas with me, and some soup and some healthy, a lot of healthy food and tons of nuts and stuff. So I eat very healthy at night and drink a lot of water. Yeah, so
good for you.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It's because all I do is
great.
Thank you. I feel great. It's weird. I'm not exercising barely that much, but
it's weird. I feel great. It's weird.
It is.
That's what happens, right? That's what's supposed to happen, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's great.
Turning your volume up. Yeah, there we go.
I love it. I love it. No, you're looking good. And, you know, I was just thinking today that it's so funny because for men, you just kind of roll out of bed and maybe put a hat on or something. For women, this is like a half a day event.
Yeah, right.
And I was joking earlier with some people like, am I the only one that takes a shower to get on a Zoom call? Because we're so programmed, you know, take a shower, smell good. I even put perfume on. I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, why?
That's... No, but my daughters are the same way because they do the Zoom school. So they're like, they get ready for
showers, they get ready. Makeup.
They get ready for school. There's certain days where they don't have to be on camera, so they won't do it. But then when they have to be on camera, they're up getting ready. I'm like, you know, you're just on Zoom. And they're like, Dad, everyone's going to see me. And I'm like, all right, okay, fine. So, and that goes for, that's not just Zoom. That's anytime. I always know the girls hate that. When we go somewhere, I'm like, we got to leave at 6. And I start getting ready at like 5:50. you know, and
Oh yeah.
they need like an hour and a half, and I'm like, what's the big deal? But I'm like, all right, I get it. It's tough
I
to be a
know. For
girl.
me today, I was like, "Oh, okay, it's 3:30. I better start getting ready." And my 15-year-old was like, "What? What the hell are
What?
you doing in there?" I'm like, "I don't know. Just in case I don't like my hair, then I have to redo it." You know?
You give yourself redo time? That's professional. That's really good
Yes.
work.
Yeah, I told you I'm very anal, but when it comes to stuff like that, when my clients show up late, even 5 minutes, it drives me insane.
Really?
Drives me absolutely
Oh,
insane.
you're one of those got to be on time. Oh man, that's
Oh
okay.
yeah,
The
yeah.
the only thing I've done on time forever is this show. Literally, I'm almost always late. You know my plan usually. Well, here's how I get around the being late thing. I plan to be somewhere an hour early, no matter what I do.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
like,
go.
and
That
for the
works.
even the show, I make sure it's set up. I set it up in the morning, and then I'm at 5 o'clock. I'm in front of the computer, and I'm ready to go at 5. Or I try
Yeah.
to be. So that usually means 5:35. You know what I'm saying? So then I can hit
Yeah, no, I
6.
mean,
So I
it's a
guess
little trick. Yeah, you
I'm
gotta do
tricking
it. You gotta
myself.
do
That's
it.
how sad it is. I'm tricking myself.
Yeah. Well, I think with my parents too, the way we were raised, with I think any immigrant parents, or I don't know if it's Russian parents or just immigrant parents, whenever we had to be somewhere, it was like we're leaving the night before. I mean, I'm sure that's like all people are old people are like that. You just got to leave at like 3 in the morning for like a noon flight. So I'm used to it. I'm just used to now. I get my kids up like 5 hours before we have to be somewhere.
Right.
So I'm just so used to it. And it's funny. I think my parents or my dad is listening right now or watching. I actually asked him if he wanted to join for a few minutes. So he goes, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. We'll have him on. Is he at the house there? Or is he there?
No, I was gonna go to his house and do it
Oh.
from there and say, "Hey,
Oh,
Vlad,
I see.
you wanna show up?" He's like, he
Eh,
doesn't get excited for a lot of things. I think it's just kind of like how Russian parents are, Russian
yeah.
people in general. I wrote a book, Dad. I wrote a book. Oh, you wrote the book.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Good. You wrote
Okay.
the book. Like moving on.
I think
Next.
that's an Eastern European thing because my ex-in-laws were Croatian, and
That's right.
they
I
grew up during
remember.
the Croatian right at when they became when the whole right before the police action and the war in Croatia.
Oh
And they had family involved early on. So they have I think that's an Eastern European thing because they were never impressed about stuff. Because they
yeah.
lived a
No,
life. They lived a real life. You know what I mean? Like I look at what we're going through now. And granted, COVID's been pretty shitty, and there's a lot.
nothing.
Yeah, right. For us, this is brutal, but for them, they think about there's a generation that's been through World War II. If you were here, the Depression, the Vietnam.
Communism.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
all these things that they went through,
Right.
and we just went through bad Wi-Fi. That's what we're dealing with right now. It's occasional bad Wi-Fi.
It's funny because when they make jokes, and not just my dad, I think anyone that's Eastern European, and I know they make jokes, and sometimes you kind of have to take a moment and go, "Oh, that was a joke. Oh, okay," because they do it with a straight face.
they do.
You
They
know,
do. It's that
there's
stone.
nothing there.
It's that stone static look they used to make in the old pictures, where everybody in the pictures just was very well. Your book is No Smiling Allowed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Where's
right.
my book?
Yeah, there you go. Good
Aren't
call.
you,
Yeah, smooth.
aren't you
Nice
glad I
segue
put
too,
on
by the
like
way.
the whole dress?
Look how you
Aren't you glad
look
that
how
I
you
actually
calm.
got fully
Uh,
dressed?
I like how you calmly
Yeah.
backed this into your book. That's very classy, very smooth. Oh, by
See
the
the
way, my
pictures?
book
I
is No Smiling Allowed.
Yeah, well, I got to slip that in there. But it was so funny because I was with my parents at their house, and my brother got them. What is that thing that you talk to it and it plays music? Alexa,
Alexa,
right?
right? It's really.
And I don't know.
What's that
I'm
thing
so
called?
bad.
What's that thing called?
That thing. Eh, I texted you 15 times today. Where do I go on? What time do I go on? Do I download
Yeah. What
something?
are we doing?
Because
There's
I'm so
something new.
technologically inept. But I'm watching as my parents are struggling to communicate to Alexa and give her commands. And in my head, I'm thinking there needs to be Alexa for immigrants because she doesn't understand the accent.
Right, the
So
dialect, the influence. Right, exactly.
she's just not getting it. He's like, Alexa, stop. And she's like, say it again, Alexa, stop, or whatever he's saying. You do a better Russian accent than I
And
do.
then she's playing, and then Alexa plays a song like playing Alexa, stop now, live from Croatia. You're like, no,
Exactly.
I said stop, playing more. Alexa, stop. No, stop. Okay.
They need one for immigrants and
Don't
for different. accents, and it was hysterical because, and I didn't want to step in. I just wanted to see what happens. Then my mom tries, and she's got a softer Russian accent, but she tries to tell Alexa volume down, but they keep saying other things instead of volume down, or no, I think they kept saying volume down, and she didn't understand with their accent, volume down. I'm like, Mom, just say off, so the whole thing shuts down.
Right, right.
And they're like, no, we just want it lower. It was the funniest thing. I'm thinking somebody needs to come up with this Alexa for immigrants, and you put in where you're from so it knows your accent.
Don't they?
It'd
They
be a
don't
lot
have.
easier.
Do they have Alexa overseas, like in Croatia and Russia and stuff? Couldn't you
No
do
idea.
Alexa Russian? Couldn't they speak Russian?
Oh, they probably could, right?
Yeah.
That would be easy.
If you program
Yeah,
your
see,
Alexa to program
we
to
didn't
listen
think
to
about
Russian. See, well, I solve problems. That's what I do.
there you go. I should have just asked you.
There you
It
go.
would have been easy. My dad already broke it.
It's easier than the accent. You're like you'll skip the whole accent thing and just go right to the actual
You
language.
just give it. It
Yeah.
was hysterical. It was so funny. But, I mean, at least they're using more technology than I am. So that's a plus.
I don't want Alexa in my house. I'm surprised they have Alexa in their house. I got to.
I'm actually really shocked that they are too, because my dad is all about conspiracy
Yeah.
theories
No.
and all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah. My
Yeah. You know what
exes.
he told me?
My in-laws were the same way. They were worried about, well, like we said, they grew up in a time where, everything was taken
Mhm.
away from them. It was a different
The
time.
government was listening
Yeah, to everything. Yeah,
everywhere.
So they the whole my ex, they're afraid of everything. They won't do nothing. It took forever to get them on texting, but now you can't get them off texting.
I was very surprised, maybe because my brother got it for them, and they kind of listened to him more. But it was really funny because what he told me after having it for a couple of days, he goes, Alexa know that I'm a Jew. I'm like, well, how does Alexa know you're a Jew? Did you tell her? No. I said, call my daughter. And I don't know why that sounded from Boston, my daughter.
Where are your
But he
parents
said,
from
call
exactly? They have 4 different accents. It's very confusing.
I can't do the right Russian accent. I don't know how I did the audiobook, because apparently I did get a pretty good accent in my book. But so he keeps asking her to call my daughter, and she pulls up a Old Testament Bible verse or something. He goes, she knows I'm a Jew. I'm like, no, I think he just didn't understand you. So he pulled up a Bible verse or whatever. He's like, no, she knows. They know. I'm
Yeah,
like, well, then get rid of it. Don't
yeah, get rid of it.
Don't
I
confuse
think
me,
I think what you have, you can't get rid of it. It's always there. You can't just get rid of Alexa. Once Alexa's in your house, she doesn't leave because she's in all your
Right,
devices, right?
right. It's like that movie, remember? Forget what it's called. I'm so bad with names. But there was
Yeah.
a thing. It was in his phone. It followed him into the other phone. Do you remember? He broke it. It's a little kid, that actor. I'm going to Google it while we're talking.
Okay.
There's a movie. Maybe your listeners will know. Come on,
Okay.
guys. You know the
I'm
movie
looking at
I'm
the board.
talking
Which
about.
one? Who is Tyler's one of the boys? Is Tyler one of the boys?
Yeah, Tyler, we dropped him off at college last
That was the one.
weekend.
I saw the
Yeah.
pictures on Facebook. He's watching, and he said the only things that
Is he?
Grandpa likes are vodka and pickles. Is that correct? Would that be?
Pretty much.
I could hang with your dad. That
I
sounds
mean,
pretty cool. I could do that. I love vodka and pickles. I'm a big fan of
do you
both.
know what the sad part is? He's not allowed
Nothing.
to have either.
Why? Why? Fuck that. He's an
Because
old man. Let him do what he wants to do. He's lived a hard life. Let him eat the pickles and drink the vodka.
he's got gout and he can't drink alcohol,
Oh.
especially vodka. So he's like, here, you try it and tell me what it tastes like. Okay.
My grandmother
So
used to drink scotch, and she wasn't supposed to drink scotch. And my mom would take it from her all the time. And when I would come over, she would tell me, she always had a bottle hidden. She wouldn't tell anybody where it was but me. I knew where it was. It was back in the top behind the stove. I would grab it for her and pour her half a scotch. And she goes, I'm drinking my scotch. I don't give a shit. And she just drank it.
sounds familiar.
Yeah. Well,
Sounds
why not let him? Well, maybe he
Gotta
wants to
do
limp
it.
around. Let him limp around for a while. If it's vodka, he's lived a
I know.
long life, man. You got to let him do what he wants to do.
But he's not that old. He's probably listening. He's like, how old do you thinks I am?
I've lived a long life. I don't care. You get to a certain age, you want to drink vodka and eat pickles. You should be able to do it, even if it causes your feet to swell.
Oh, it's not a pretty disease. It's not, or whatever you call it. It's terrible. Yeah, but I don't know. My parents are funny. I mean, they're really hysterical, and they, it's every time I'm with them, I feel like somebody should have a camera and always recording them, because you just wouldn't believe the way they talk, the way they are. They should have their own TV show, just like a reality show that just constantly following them around the house, because it's hysterical. And now I look in the corner and I see this big black thing. It looks like I have a penis in front of me, but it's not.
I wasn't going to bring it
Pull
up.
this back.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but you brought it up. No one's commented on the
My
penis
mind
yet.
just goes there.
That's usually Keith Runyon's department to step in and say something. He's already said something about Russian porn. Let me take a look at
Did
the
he?
board.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is there a difference?
No. Is there a what? A difference?
Is there a difference between American and Russian? I mean, I can imagine it's
No,
more
they
ethnic.
just actually in Russian they just use the Russian language, so you don't have to deal with the accent. So it's not confusing at all. You know what I mean? You just don't pay attention.
Right.
And I don't know if you know this, really, when it comes to the porn, you don't really pay attention to the words so much. Any language can be interpreted pretty much the same thing. No, it's always the same.
Really?
Where's your husband?
Okay.
He's not here. Really? And you're like, you can get that in any language. Really?
I'll do some research next time.
Yeah, do some research. I'll send you some links. I got some stuff. I'll send you a couple of. I'll send you some
Well,
links.
you know what kind I like, so send me that.
I will send. Yeah, I can find some of that for you. That's not a problem.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people on here. Who's Keith? Yazdensa?
Oh, I want to hear you say that. I love Keith.
Okay, I don't know
He's
who
a
he is.
friend of mine.
He's here.
What is it? Yeah, he's awesome. He's in the finance department industry. I don't really know what he does. I don't really understand it, because finances and me are like, but he's a cool dude. He's a young guy. I tried to set him up.
Yeah.
All the women wanted him, and then he went and got himself a girlfriend, and now he's off
there
the
you go.
market. So you suck, Keith.
There you go. He went on.
I was gonna set him up with all my single women.
Well, now I guess he's got a girlfriend. Well, he's here watching the show. How cool is that?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's totally cool.
All right, Gar says I'm a porn expert. Yeah, you have a lot of viewers here.
Really?
Yeah. Tammy Mulligan is buying your audiobook. Yay! There you go. We just made it. Tammy's one of my supporters. Yeah, they love you, man. They love you. So how's the quarantine going now? You left. Because you left Orange County and went up north, and then Toronto came back to Orange County.
Yeah, we kind of stayed, in Central California for a little bit. We thought we really would like it there, but we didn't. We really didn't really like it out there. It was very rural.
Yeah.
And actually, Rachel's parents live not too far from where we were staying. We just kind of want to try some different. Everyone's working from home. Kids are working from school. Kids are working from school. Mm-hmm. Kids are working from home, doing school from home. I can't talk. See, it's past my bedtime. Like by now, I have no voice. I can't talk after a day of talking with people. I have no brain cells left.
6:30 past your bedtime?
Oh, I'm in my pajamas and in bed by 7, 8. I'm not asleep, but yeah. My brain is gone by 6 o'clock, because I'm talking to people all day long.
All right.
I'm helping people with online dating, which is a whole other subject. I mean, that's, that's.
How's that going?
I don't know how people do it.
How's it going now during the whole COVID? How is online dating working during COVID? That's almost.
Honestly, I think it's worse than it was before, because people now are lonely, horny, and sick of being stuck in the house.
Yeah.
So anything goes. I feel like people just threw all the rules out the window, and they're just kind of doing their own thing. People don't even bother to write full sentences. It's just like, hey, and let's see if she responds. The people are lazy, but at the same time, they're just over it all. They're over the quarantine, they're over pandemic. They just don't care anymore. Yeah. But it's pretty bad. I mean, I log into my clients' accounts and I try to help them. I'm just like, really, you decided to go with that? Like, this was your first message to this woman. Like, this was your first attempt to get her to respond to you. Like, yo, literally, just yo. Let's see what happens.
Does it work? Does it ever work? Does yo work?
Not with my clients. I'm like, pass, keep going. Don't even respond.
Oh, you're coaching people not to take the yo. I got it. All right. I understand.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Like, you got to try a little bit more than that. I mean, give them something.
How about yo lady?
Oh, there was that. There was that. Yo, pretty lady.
Yo, pretty lady. That's a little compliment, and a little compliment in the greeting. Yo, pretty lady.
Uh, People are just really lazy. They're
Yeah.
really lazy, and then they wonder why they're still single. And I mean, I'm still writing my Confessions of a Matchmaker book because that's gonna be
Yeah.
that. I'm really throwing everybody under the bus.
Yeah. Are you? Well, you're not going to name names. You're going to make up names. You can't. You can't sell out Keith here. You got. You got to
No,
make up a name.
no.
You got to call him
I
Kenny
have
or
some
something.
funny names.
You got to have.
Exactly.
Yeah. You got to have a list of fake names.
Oh yeah, I know. And then I get confused because I keep calling the same like 5 different people Kevin or Steve. So yeah, I need new names. But it's just, and then by 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, I'm getting these texts from people like, "Hey, I found you online." Uh-huh. Like texting me, just random texting me. So
That's the whole time.
telling, I'm like, where did they find me online? So then I start thinking, do I have an online account somewhere?
Yeah.
What am I? I'm like, wait, are you interested in my services? Yeah.
Well,
Tell
maybe
me
they're
how it works.
careful. You got to be more clear about that, first of all, and maybe they're
What
confused on how
services?
the whole matchmaking thing works. You know what I mean? Because then
Right?
you're like, are you interested in my service? Absolutely, I am interested in your services. I've been locked up for like a
Right.
year. What can you provide
Now,
for
which
me? I can
services are
provide a
those?
lot. This can go on. This can be misread a lot of ways.
I know. And it's just ridiculous. One of them, this woman was texting me last night and she's like, I've never done this before. I don't understand how this works. And this was after I sent her a long ass text telling her where to go, what to do, what to fill out. Sends me the same text. I don't know what to do. I'm like, you know what? If you can't click this link and
Right.
fill out a form and do what I just told you to do, and you continue to tell me this, then we're done. And then at the end of it, she goes, what's your name? You came to me.
Yeah.
You found my website, matchbyjulia.com. And you're texting me, asking me what my name is. I'm like, this is why you're single.
Yeah.
We're done.
Well, I don't know if it could be why they're single, but they're lazy. You're right that everybody's lazy
Right.
now. Everybody's lazy. I do like when I do the show and I have guests. I send them. There's a 1-page letter I send everyone, which and you've been on it 3 times, so you got it. But you read it early on. People won't read the page, and they'll call me 10 minutes before the show, and they go, "What am I supposed to do?" And I go, "Did you read anything? I sent you a whole page." Explaining what
Right.
it's so simple. It's actually very easy, but if I have to do it in 4 minutes before the show, suddenly it's difficult. But people are
Yeah.
lazy and they don't read. Well, and I think that's we've been trained, and that's all product. It's product. It's internet. People just read sound bites and captions and
Oh yeah.
clickbait. That's it. And you read one
Headlines.
line. Yeah,
That's
you read
it.
one line and you figure it out from there. And you go, oh well, that's all I got to do. And you didn't go. Did you read the 3rd paragraph? No. Why? What's in the
Well,
3rd paragraph?
right. Do you think it's just American people, or do you think that's other people, like the people that you've worked with before? Do you find that it's just pretty much United States kind of thing, or it's all over the world?
I
Because
think it's. I think it's from other countries for younger people because younger people across the world are all into social media and phones and apps and stuff now. Older generations from across. I mean, you again, Eastern European. If it was, if your father was locked in a closet somewhere and had to eat, he could make a sandwich somehow. You know what I mean? He could figure it out. I mean, that
for sure,
generation just figured out how to solve problems. And here,
for
our
sure,
generation just complains. Our generation reads one line and then bitches. Well, where's the food? Well, did you read
yeah,
the whole thing or not? No, I just read sandwich here. Read instructions.
that's it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you didn't do anything.
I agree. I think you're right. It's certain age. It really is certain age because clients of mine that are, whether they're American or not, whether they were born here or not, are definitely a lot different. They do the work. They listen. They're a lot more open-minded. They're a lot more easygoing. But to me, those are all red flags. And the more people keep doing these things, the more I realize, I don't want to work with you. I just don't. So I have to come up with an excuse because, I don't want to get sued. So like, I don't want to tell them that, well, you're a Trump supporter, so I don't want to help you. Although I want to say that, or, you're just an ass and I don't want to help you. The other day I actually did. You heard this new thing, Clubhouse? I
Oh,
literally just heard about it the other day.
yes.
App.
The girls mentioned it to me. Yeah.
The girls meaning your daughters,
I
right?
think so.
Right.
Wait,
That
what
makes
is it?
sense. Okay, so
Is
I
it one of
didn't
those
know what it
party
was.
things where they have a party or something?
That's what I thought. So all these matchmakers keep sending me invitations. Join my clubhouse. Join my clubhouse. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what is happening? My clubhouse? Like, I had no idea what they were talking about. I finally went on there, and it's just audio. So think of like what we're doing here, but it's just audio. It's just people talking, others joining. You can follow people. You can talk to celebrities. You can listen to them playing video games. It's bizarre. It's whatever, but it's in beta stages, so they're
Right.
not fully operational.
Right.
So you need to be invited by someone. So I tried it, and I stumbled upon these matchmakers I know, and other experts doing a thing about narcissists. Okay. So, which was very fascinating to me because I usually can tell people that come to me that are narcissists or have those, key elements in their personality, and I try to stay away from them. So I tuned in, and then they started asking me questions. And it was very interesting because I realized I'm not the only one that tries to stay away from those type of people, even though they come to me and seeking my help, and they need the help. But from what they're saying is that, long story short, these people will never change. Okay, so I have to find a way of how to let them down easy, because telling a narcissist that I want to work with you because you're a narcissist is not gonna go over well, apparently. But that's what I've been doing. You're doing this, and that wrong. I don't want to work with you. I can't do that.
Well, can you put in your on your mission statement or whatever on your website a little an asterisk, and then at the bottom say narcissist not allowed, or like
and,
a no shirt,
and
no
other
shoes, no service. You know what I mean? Like if you're a
Yeah.
narcissist, then I have the right to refuse you service. Can you throw it on there? Because then it's right there on the front page. And if you then at the
Well, I
end,
do have something like that, but also one of them actually had a great idea. Set them up with another narcissist, and they will be good together. I thought, oh my God, I never even thought
yeah,
about
well,
that.
it's a pattern thing. If it
Because they'll
fits,
never fight, because they'll never think, the other one is wrong. They'll just be talking about themselves the entire time.
yeah.
So I'm like, wow, okay, I'm going to try that next time. Never thought of that.
Maybe you should have a separate whole narcissist page, like
Right?
a narcissist Tinder. You specifically dating for narcissists. You know what I mean? Like
It's going
narcissistonly.com.
to be pretty. Yeah, that's going to be a whole other conversation, I'm sure, because that's not fun.
I would love to
But
see.
I did.
I would love to see how many people would actually sign up for that. Actually,
Well,
narcissistonly.com. That's totally me.
that's exactly. Well, and that's the thing. Why there's so many is this expert was talking about why there's so many out there is because they never go to get help. They don't think there's anything wrong
Well, they
with
don't
them.
think
So
anything
how
wrong,
would
right? Yeah.
they never go to a therapist. They never go to try and figure things out. They just either end up alone or ruining one relationship after another, which is, kind of fascinating to me. I'm like, that's an interesting way of going about life. Just always, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm good. I guess that's what Trump kind of is, but
Well, uh, Trump also barreled through. That also was a technique with Trump. He was kind of that's how he bullied his way through business through his whole career. Was he just made a
do
decision
you
and
think
kept going? You know what I mean? He's
I,
just
I
kind of a
think there's
bully.
part of that.
Oh, he's definitely a narcissist too, though. He's 100% a
Yeah.
narcissist because you can say anything. He come on, he got in Twitter fights with Alec Baldwin. That makes no sense from a president. You know what I mean? That's insane to me.
So stupid,
Yeah.
just so stupid. But what's so nice is that, like, I don't watch the news anymore. I don't listen to anything because it just seems like, okay, the adults are back. Everybody back in the office, running the country. The babysitter is gone, and I keep telling it. I was saying this the other day to my husband. I'm like, okay, daddy's back in the office. Everything's good. He's like, you got to stop calling him daddy. You keep referring
Yeah,
to
the
me
old guy.
quite.
Oh, the old
Yeah,
guy.
the old guy. I didn't even care who it was, as long as it wasn't Trump. And he's like, you got to stop calling him daddy. I'm like, but that's kind of how it feels. Like, your father's, in charge now, and everything's going to be okay. Dad's home,
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long that lasts.
We'll see. I don't
I'm
know.
waiting for see the honeymoon to die on all of that. Hold on.
I know. I
Gar
know.
says Gar says a narcissist will see themselves as a perfectionist. That's 100% correct. Narcissists will
Right.
never think they're a narcissist. Also, I was going to mention this when you're talking about narcissists. I think the only time a narcissist would make any type of change would be if he's in a relationship with someone, the relationship is in danger or it's not working out, and they're trying, and he goes to counseling or he tries to fix it, and he physically makes there's got to be another person going, you're a fucking narcissist and you need to do something, and he's got to go, yeah, I need to change, and he's got to be willing to, like any change only happens if
Right.
you're willing to make it.
Well, you would think, but most of the times that doesn't happen, unfortunately. And
No,
you
you're
know,
right.
what I always say is that people really don't change. They just kind of change their behavior for a little while just to appease you. But I don't believe that people change. I really don't. And my husband and I argue about this all the time because he thinks people do. And I said, no, no, they don't. I mean, there's so many examples of it in life. But you're right. You really have to want it. You have to want to change
Yeah.
in whatever aspect of your life. So
Well,
it's just,
I see.
it's tough.
I think people change, but they have to want to change. Like I changed a lot after my divorce, but it was only because 2 years of therapy and dozens of self-help books and actual real reflection. Real therapy only works if you do the painful part. You know what I mean? Like if you're honest.
Right.
If you go into therapy and you're really honest, you go, I'm really fucked up and I gotta change. And those people, so
Right.
I think you can change. And I've known people to change, and I've seen lots of people make the effort to change, but it's just hard to do. And the older you get, the harder it gets. You know, it's impossible for you to come out of that pattern when you're older. That's why.
Right, that's the thing, because you're totally different when, I'm completely different person than I was when I was in my 20s and 30s. A completely different person. So I think we grow as well,
Yeah.
and
Well,
you really need to
you learn
do
more. I
that.
mean, you definitely grow and learn more when you get older. But you're right, you got to want to do it. That's the thing with narcissists. Most of them are alone, so it
Mhm.
never registers with them that there's an issue. Even if they're alone, they're like,
Well,
well, everybody else is crazy. You know what I mean? They don't think it's
right,
them.
exactly,
That's when you look at
exactly.
someone and go, dude, how many years do you want to? So everyone's wrong but you. You know, I love that statement. It's always my favorite. It's like, so everyone in the world is wrong
Right.
but you. Yes, absolutely. I'm 100%
Right,
correct.
right. They all do something that is wrong that makes you do what you do, right? It's
Yeah,
kind of like the abuser, you know. Well, I
yeah,
beat you because you made me beat you,
yeah.
Well, I said that because you made it.
There's
You
a
made me do
reason.
it.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have done that if
So,
you didn't. Blah blah blah. Right.
right,
So you
right.
blame the action on someone else.
It's unbelievable, but and it's interesting because now you talk about that asterisk on my website of people who I will not work with anymore. I think attorneys got to be on that list as well, because I have had way too many attorneys where I feel like they treat everybody the way they treat people in the courtroom. So they try to kind of talk their way through everything.
Yeah.
I had one guy who literally went through probably 20 women in a amount of 3 months. 20 women. And I don't even guarantee that many people, but he found something wrong with each of them. I don't know if he was a narcissist or not, but now when I see someone's an attorney, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Do
Well,
I want to go down that route again?
most of them always think they're smarter than you. Most of the attorneys that I
Oh,
do,
100%.
and they'll argue shit that don't even understand. You know what I mean?
Oh,
They'll bring up.
what's so funny is sorry, not to interrupt you.
No, go
I
ahead.
talk a lot.
No, it's your
My
show.
dad even
Go.
told me, my
That's
my
why you're
dad's
here.
watching
It's
one
so
of
great when you're here because I can just sit here and watch you talk.
I talk way too much. You
That's
got
the
to cut
best.
me off. Just cut me
No,
off.
keep going. No, we're
Just
fine.
stop.
Go. I
But
got new shit.
feel
Every
like,
time I hit this move right here, I go get a sandwich. Every single time I'm in the kitchen.
I was wondering what's happening there.
I'm
I
trying to
was
be
wondering.
more professional with the
Productive.
production. Okay.
Productive.
Okay.
Multitasking. No, but my dad told me the other day, he's like, I listened to all your interviews and they're good. You good. But you need to go somewhere that will teach you how to how do you say, finish your sentences. He's like, you don't ever finish. You need somebody to teach you how to finish a sentence and be done. Like
And be
Russians say,
done.
I'm done. And I went, okay. So now I go back and I listen to my interviews. I'm like, do I really do that? I mean, I know I tend to go on and on and on, but he's like, yeah, you need to be done. Like, you say you're done, you done. Stop talking. Okay. I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
No.
I was talking about the lawyers.
Yeah,
What was I
the
talking
you're
about?
talking about the lawyers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You say you took
Funny
them.
part.
You want to take them. You want to take them off your page because you had a
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
that went through 20 women.
He went through 20 women. There was another attorney who actually came to me, and he was really, really sweet guy, cute guy. I really wanted to help him. And he was telling me how he changed my whole sign up form. I have an intake form where people fill out their name, what they're looking for, everything, their profession, what they do. And he changed it for me, and he sent me a new one. He goes, "Here, I think this will be better for your business." I'm like, "Wait, I'm sorry, what?" He's like, "Yeah, I didn't like your form, so I changed it for you. Here, you can use this for free." I'm going, what is wrong with you? I mean, this is why he's probably still single. That was like 10 years ago. And then every time there was some feedback from a woman he went out with, he was like, "Well, no, let's talk about this because I don't see it that way. She said you kiss like a frog, but you don't see it that way. You stuck your tongue in her mouth for a very long time, and she asked you to take it out." But that's not how I see it. That didn't happen that way. I'm like, so no more attorneys. Like, we're done. It's done.
Well,
It's over.
that's a narcissist for sure. That guy's a narcissist for sure.
Right?
If
He's
you
like, I held my tongue in there for just long
so you
enough. I'm
can't
like, no, that
explain
was too long.
if you're defending kissing, you're in a bad place. You know what I mean? If you're defending your kiss, you don't defend a kiss. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. You either kiss good or you don't kiss good,
Everything.
and then you
Yeah.
adjust. So the bad thing is he's probably well, obviously he's kissed shitty like that his whole life. He didn't just forget how to
Right.
kiss one day. You know what I mean? So every other relationship,
Right.
as long as he's been around, he's actually thought, I don't know what's wrong with all these women. I kiss fantastic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Well, see, and that's the problem. And I always talk about this, that who really teaches people how to do these things or how to date or how to kiss or, I mean, I do as much as I can with my kids, but you don't want to teach them certain things that
Yeah, that was a weird. That was a
sexually,
weird way you brought that sentence out right there.
you
You know
know,
what I mean? You're talking
but
about kissing. You're like, well, I teach them as much as I can, but there's a
you
whole.
know what I mean?
I know what
I
you
don't
mean.
want
Just
a wife.
I.
The worst thing would be if a wife ever comes to me and says, your son's a lousy lover, and it's like, well, I mean, is it really my fault? Like, are we really supposed to teach him that? How or the father supposed to teach him?
I don't
Like,
know. Is
it's
that
really sad.
that's got to be? See, that's interesting because I think there would be a conversation that the guy would have with his father,
You
right?
think?
Or the father
Yeah.
would have because I can't imagine me having that conversation with my daughters. Any type of conversation like
But
that.
here's right. But here's the other thing.
Yeah.
If the father's terrible in bed and he gives him the
See, it
same
could be a
advice and
family.
tells him
It could
what
be
to
a terrible
do,
family thing. You know what I mean? Maybe the whole family's
then it
shitty in
just
bed.
keeps going and going and going. Like this bad pattern of men that don't know how to go down correctly or whatever.
Well, maybe, but then it comes down to, but then that's what that's what I mean by you have to want to change or you want to become better. Anytime you're doing
And learn.
something, it's a little this thing like kissing or whether you're going down on someone or sex. It's a mutual thing between two people and there's communication. I think you learn to kiss
Right.
from the person you're with. You kind of, you connect,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? And then it's because you're both, you don't just barrel in like, and there's got to be some sort of, is this working for you? What would you, you know what I mean? There's got to be some sort of connection or communication. And that's how you learn. I
Right.
think that's how, but you got to want to make the difference. There's a rule I always followed. I don't care who you are. The more you brag about how great you are in bed, the
Yeah,
shittier you are in bed. That means you're really bad. You're just not
totally.
good. I've heard that lots of times. Like, this would be the best sex you ever had, and I'm like, well, I'm like,
Wait,
yeah,
a woman
it was
said that to
fantastic,
you?
huh?
A woman said that to
Oh
you?
yeah, I've
Or a
had.
man said,
No, a woman said that to me.
I don't know.
No, it was
I'm
all women.
assuming a woman.
It was a woman that said that to me. Yeah, no, there was.
And it
I've
was
had.
terrible.
It was most of the more that yes, most of the time. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I still had sex, but it wasn't.
True.
It wasn't the best. It wasn't. Anytime you tell me it's the
That
best sex you're ever gonna have, I'm like, this will be the best blowjob I've ever had. I'm like, oh, okay. And then you're like, okay, all right, it was great. It was great. Thank you. And what do you say? I don't know
I'm
what to say.
so surprised. I mean, I've heard men saying that, but I've never
Well,
actually
obviously,
thought
you've
that
heard
women
men saying
say
that.
that.
No, yeah, there's plenty of.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Well, I tend to be with women who are a little more outgoing. So, you know what I mean?
Right, but still, like I can't imagine. Like, I mean, that's great. She's got great self-esteem, but I mean, clearly somebody's been telling her that she's the best sex they've ever had.
Yeah,
Hmm?
but that's such a funny bar to measure because like again, like I said, the sex thing is a mutual. It's a connection thing. It has to
Right.
be with the person you're with. That's got to work. You can't walk around and go, "I'm the best at sex." Everyone says it. It's ridiculous.
Right.
You know, there's some people you have great sex with and you just connect really well with. I've had that sex too, where you're with someone and you just nail it. And you're like, "Fuck, that was like
Yeah.
magic."
And
You
it
know,
was
that was like,
unexpected too.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But it's the same as men that are posting, shirtless pictures online. They just assume that this is how women get excited, that this is what turns them on, is the physical. And in fact, it's not. We get turned on by when men stimulate our minds.
Right.
And I think for a lot of men it's the same way. I don't know why they think for women we want to see you shirtless and like, okay, let's go. No, not even close. I mean, you all look the same
Well,
everywhere. So, like, who cares?
Well, that's the thing. That's also a younger guy thing too. I think that's another thing we were talking about. What do we talk about? Not maturing, but when you get older, I get older,
Right.
wiser, whatever you want to call it. If you're paying attention, you find out that the way women are stimulated much more with their minds than they are physically. Just taking off your
Right.
clothes isn't, it's. I'm sure it's fun for you, but it's not the whole. It's not the epic thing.
It's not the whole, yeah. But I don't know if it's just a younger guy. I am seeing things from older men. I mean, I had a client in his late 50s who, walking his date to her car, um, tried to, shove his face into her face, his tongue into her face, like, and then afterwards he's like, I can't
What
tell
kind
if
of
she's
clients are you
sweating.
working with over there? It sounds like all your clients are shitty kissers. Every single one.
They're really shitty
It's
pictures.
another story from a guy.
Yeah. Pretty much. But then afterwards he goes, I'm really glad that Julia connected us. You really do have nice tits. I'm like, I never said that. Why would you say that? And then she called me. She was laughing on the phone. Of course, she never wanted to see him again.
Yeah, of
Of
course.
course.
Yeah.
But then she goes, that's a weird thing to say, right? For a man like approaching 60. Like, yeah, that's a very strange thing to say. So I think that I've seen men online posting pictures without shirts that are much older, not
Yeah.
just the young kids. So I don't know. I think it's just people are idiots,
Well, yeah. Some guys don't. Some guys don't. Some guys don't. What's the word?
ever learn.
Yeah. Some guys don't ever learn, man. Come on. It's exactly the truth.
I
Some
don't know.
guys never. You can only tell them so many
We
times. I
don't
get
want to
it.
see that.
You look good with no shirt on. Yay. Whatever.
Some don't. They still post it.
Yeah, that's a little
Some should never
uncomfortable.
take their shirt off.
Like, take a look at this lady. She's like, "Hey." First of all, that doesn't belong on Facebook either. Let's keep that off of Facebook. I don't need to be scrolling through my Facebook.
Online anywhere. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, I can't even imagine. Are what people are saying?
No. All right, I'm going back to the board. Keith said even stupid people need love. That's very important.
Yes, they do.
Rachel said
True.
something really cool a minute ago, and I just lost it. Hold on. Rachel said two things back to
Oh,
back. She said,
Rachel, say it again.
Rachel Zimmerman is here watching the show. She said, damn it, I'm trying to remember it. I saw it. She said she'll never, she won't. Oh, she goes, she met you online and that she won't text you
Me?
after midnight. Yeah. She met you
She
online.
didn't meet me online.
Uh-oh.
Rachel?
Maybe I read it wrong. Take it easy. I'm sifting through stuff here and running the show and I'm editing stuff. It's very confusing right now.
Okay, stop it.
I'm doing the best I can here. We got 5 minutes too. I got a hard out at 7. This sucks. I wish we would have had more time. Can I have you back on earlier
yeah.
next time? Can I have you on?
Please.
Let's do it. All right, we'll bring you back in March. I'll bring you back
For
next
sure.
month.
It's not like I'm cooking all day long.
Let's
at
have
night.
let's have you back next month, and then we can go longer. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
like the way that sounded.
let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that for sure.
Yeah, we can go longer.
We can go longer. That sounded great to me.
I
Thank you.
can go longer. Can you?
Yeah, I can. That's the most action I've had in a year. It's a year.
I don't know.
It's a year. It's a year. It's been a year this week for me. It's a very rough week for me.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking COVID.
Mm.
Not great.
That's
Keith said he met you online. Keith said something that almost sounded narcissistic a minute ago. I'm trying to find that. Hold on. He goes,
He
how
is
about
a little bit.
Okay,
He's a
this is
bit of
what
a
this is what
narcissist.
Keith said. I know this. He goes, "How about this for your female?" Yeah, this is totally narcissistic. Okay, unless I'm wrong, you tell me. You're the expert. He goes, how about for your female clients, we can audition off a date with me, donate the proceeds to charity and frontline support. That's narcissistic. Am I correct?
He's volunteering his services, you know? No. Services. His girlfriend seems very nice. So
Rachel was joking about, she said, yo, that's what I misread. And it was earlier in the conversation. Remember when I said, you said, hey, and I went, hey, lady, or yo, and there was 2 words. She said, yo. She said, I met you online, yo. It's not funny if you have to explain it 10 minutes later. Sorry, my bad.
No. I lost you.
I let Rachel down. I let her down. Okay, I think we're good. Let me see if anything else. Okay, everybody like the video. I don't see any. I got a bunch of people watching. Make sure you like the video. But I do have to wrap it up. I do have to get out of here. She's all for it. Keith says you're all for it. Okay, interesting. That would be the auction. Yeah, she's printing out flyers right now. Wants to pimp me out. Now he's monopolizing my message board. He wants to pimp. You want to pimp him out? He
really wants to get out there. He must be bored with the girlfriend or something.
Then you'll be hearing from him again, I believe. Yeah, he'll be back on your site before you know it. He'll be looking for your services.
Sure.
Rachel said, all good. Could she apologizes for me for screwing up her joke? Okay, thank you very much. Okay. All right, I feel better. All right, we got to roll. Truly, this is awesome. Again, as always, next month for sure. I'll send you a message. We'll figure out a date in mid-March, and I'll make sure I don't have a hard out on the other end, and we'll have more time to talk because we never get to everything we want. A hard out. I got a hard out. Hard out at 7. That's what they call it in the business. It's called a hard out. We got a hard out at 7 o'clock. Lily's got a job. She just got a job. I'm very proud of her. My daughter got a job. Give Lily. So she has a thing at 7:30, and I'm her transportation. So now I get to be the Uber driver to and from the pizza joint in Burbank. So there we go.
Beautiful.
Julia, thank you so much. You're the bomb, man. This is fantastic. Have a good.
Thank you so much.
Everybody give Julia a round of applause, man. Anything else? Hey, anything you want to plug before we go? The book, obviously. You mentioned the book.
Yes, buy my book.
No smiling allowed. Do it. There's a link to the Amazon.
No smiling allowed.
That's it. There's an Amazon link already in the bio for the show tonight. You can go there right now and purchase her book. You can grab it. Also, go online and follow her website. Go to Matchbyjulia.com. All kinds of stuff. Maybe you get lucky. You can get a date with that guy, Keith Yazdesteda, whatever his name is. You never know. He sounds like he'll be in the market for a girlfriend soon. All right. Gets Julia.
He's a good-looking dude.
There you go. All right. Thank you, all right. Of course. Bye. That's Julie. Yay! That was a lot of fun. I'm really mad I got to go early. All right. I got to go. You guys are great. Thank you so much. You've been this is a great show. I promise you, Julia will be back next month. We'll have more time. We'll talk about more stuff. We'll talk about her parents some more. We'll cover a lot of bases. So there we go. Look at the tables shaking. I got to go. You guys are the best. Thank you very much for being here. As always, do me a favor. Dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidts Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produces. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase their shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to lennyschmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.